This video is going to be an explainer about the Challenger disaster, what caused it, and what NASA implemented to prevent another accident of this caliber happening again. First, some of the parts of the space shuttle which will help your understanding of why they caused the accident. Number one is the actual space shuttle vehicle. It's called the orbiter vehicle. Number two, the big orange tank in the back is called the external fuel tank, which is usually abbreviated to ET, and the two thin rockets on the sides are called solid rocket boosters, and they are usually abbreviated to SRB. So mission information: the Challenger shuttle launched January 28, 1986 from Launch Complex 39B in Kennedy Space Center in Florida. It had a tracking data relay satellite, which was used for communications, and some experiments regarding Halley's Comet and biology. It also was the first shuttle of the Teacher in Space program, which carried a teacher in order to further children's involvement in STEM. This is the Challenger crew. The commander was Richard Scobie, and the pilot was Michael Smith. The names go from left to right of who the crew are. Krista McAuliffe, she was the teacher for the Teacher in Space program, and all of her students and students across the country were watching on TV of the Challenger launch. Some causes leading to the disaster: the NASA was being pressured to keep launching shuttles. They were unhappy with the rate that they were currently launching them, so they wanted to launch more in a shorter amount of time. They had also been cutting costs because the space shuttle was one of the most expensive space programs in history, and some things were happening, some risks they call normalization of risk. Things were happening on the launches, like foam shedding, or like the heat tiles would be missing, but NASA didn't do anything about it. They never did anything to change it. And again, the acceptance of risk. These problems had been reoccurring, and they didn't do anything to fix them because nothing bad had happened then. So why would it happen now? At 73 seconds after launch, the solid rocket boosters exploded, which led to the rest of the shuttle exploding. And the crew compartment, in the video, the arrow depicts the crew compartment, which is where the astronauts were, was launched, and they flew out of the crew compartment, and they had backpacks on that had life support. So it's believed that they did survive the initial impact, but they ended up dying hitting the water, which is not a great way to die. Here's a picture of what happened. The two smoke plumes further out are the solid rocket boosters, and the big explosion is the orbiter vehicle itself. Some of the investigations and findings showed that there was a leak in one of the solid rocket boosters due to a rubber O-ring seal, which sealed each compartment of the booster. And the night of the launch, the temperature in Florida was 18 degrees Fahrenheit, and which is too cold for the shuttle to launch, but NASA pressured everybody who were telling them to not launch that this launch had already been delayed enough time, so they really needed to get it off the ground. So really what happened, the technical failure was the O-ring, but the really root of the cause was the pressure from NASA and failure in their organizational structure, and they normalized risk and deviance, and it was unsafe. The shuttle program had been unsafe before, so they needed to fix something. And in their prevention methods, they changed their safety culture, they had better decision making, improved communication, and they adjusted the flight rate to launch less. They also invested $2 billion into improvements in equipment, safety corps, and they redesigned the rocket boosters so that this issue wouldn't happen again. They also added a crew escape system, so if something happened before the shuttle got to space, the crew could slide off. And for more information, because this was just a little, not in depth, just a very basic explanation, the official NASA Challenger accident site has a lot of links to different reports that they made and different facts about the shuttle that will help you understand why the Challenger accident happened and what they did to prevent it.